Apparently in Maple Ridge Estates, risking your life to save neighbors during a historic blizzard is considered a punishable crime. I spent 18 brutal hours plowing snow for free, digging out stranded families while icy winds sliced through my frozen jacket. Elderly residents, heart patients, and toddlers were trapped inside dark homes as emergency sirens failed to reach buried streets. Before the frost even melted from my boots, HOA President Victoria Pettin slammed an orange violation notice against my chest publicly. $800 for unauthorized commercial snow removal, she announced loudly, smiling as stunned neighbors watched in disbelief. I told her nobody paid me a single dollar for helping desperate families survive the worst storm in 15 years. She replied coldly that heroes damage property values and rules matter more than emotional displays of neighborhood charity. The paper trembled in my numb hands as exhaustion slowly transformed into something far more dangerous than anger. Victoria had absolutely no idea who she had just tried to humiliate in front of everyone. My name is Jake Morrison, union electrician, widowed father, and a man who studies contracts like wiring diagrams. 3 years earlier, moving here felt like rebuilding shattered pieces of life after cancer. Took my wife slowly. Megan and Tyler were 16, still grieving quietly, still learning how to breathe without their mother's laughter. Cancer drained our savings, our hope, and eventually Sarah's final fragile heartbeat inside sterile hospital walls. We came to Maple Ridge seeking peace, safety, and a community that valued compassion over control. Most neighbors truly believed in kindness during summer barbecues and winter potlucks filled with laughter. Mrs. Elise baked cinnamon cookies and waved gently from her creaking wooden porch swing. Bob Kellerman, retired veteran with trembling hands, saluted every passing child riding bicycles down sidewalks. Young families filled driveways with chalk drawings, basketball hoops, and loud afternoon joy. Then there was Victoria Pettin, self-appointed ruler of manicured lawns and manufactured authority. Recently divorced and fiercely bitter, she governed the HOA like a kingdom built on intimidation. Her white Lexus carried vanity plates spelling president, polished brighter than anyone's future beneath her rule. She measured lawn height with a ruler and issued warnings like parking tickets. 2 years earlier, she secured a HOA presidency through fear, pressure, and silent closed-door persuasion. 6 months later, her son Derek launched Sterling Grounds LLC suspiciously quickly. Without competitive bids or homeowner approval, Sterling became exclusive neighborhood vendor overnight. Their emergency snow removal rate reached $250 per driveway during crises. That blizzard was officially the worst our county had endured in 15 years. Meteorologists warned about record snowfall, collapsing power lines, and life-threatening wind chills. City crews publicly admitted residential streets would remain untouched for days. At 4 a.m, I attached my plow and started clearing driveways. I prioritized elderly residents, heart patients, and families with newborn babies first. Mrs. Elise's steep driveway would have trapped her without medication deliveries. Bob's heart condition made heavy shoveling a potentially fatal gamble. By R12, my spine burned like cracked glass, grinding beneath pressure. Snow fell so thick I navigated using faint porch lights glowing through white chaos. Every cleared driveway meant ambulance access, heat restoration, and terrified parents finally exhaling. 47 homes later, I politely refused every envelope of offered cash. I wanted nothing except knowing neighbors were safe inside warm houses. Victoria saw something entirely different in my exhausting act of service. She saw lost profit threatening her son's inflated emergency contract monopoly. 2 days later, a certified violation notice arrived with aggressive legal language. Section 4.73 cited unauthorized commercial activity within residential boundaries. $800 due within 14 days, plus compounding penalties thereafter. Read every covenant line carefully, studying clauses like circuits before rewiring power. Commercial activity required compensation received, promised, or reasonably expected in exchange. I had accepted neither cash, gift cards, favors, nor future discounts. 47 neighbors immediately offered sworn statements defending my actions publicly. Tom Kowalski, retired state trooper, warned me about escalating political retaliation. An emergency board meeting was scheduled with my name dominating the agenda. Victoria mailed dramatic letters accusing me of operating an unlicensed snow business. She described me as a liability, threatening property values and neighborhood safety. Thursday night, the community center filled with tense whispers and crossed arms. Victoria displayed staged photographs of my truck clearing snow like evidence. Bill Morrison, retired attorney, calmly dismantled her selective interpretation of bylaws. Mrs. Elise stood trembling, explaining how I likely saved her life. Bob described chest pain he avoided because his driveway was cleared. Parents shared hospital stories made possible only through accessible streets. The board voted 3-2 to suspending my fine temporarily. I understood clearly this was merely the opening battle of a war. Friday afternoon, Derek delivered a $7,000 invoice to my mailbox, claimed lost revenue due to my so-called interference with his contract. The audacity was breathtaking, billing me for profits never actually earned. Soon fabricated parking citations began appearing repeatedly on my windshield. Landscape violations cited grass hidden beneath 2 feet of frozen snow. My children suddenly lost pool privileges and summer job opportunities mysteriously. That was when Tom uncovered Sterling's hidden contract details quietly. $5,000 monthly retainer regardless of actual snowfall levels. Plus emergency surcharges dramatically inflated during declared weather disasters. Victoria had signed agreements without documented board approval or quorum presence. Cynthia Walsh secretly provided original meeting minutes lacking any contract discussion. Signatures approving Sterling appeared weeks after the supposed vote dates. Bill's financial audit uncovered $127,000 overcharged residents. 18 months of undisclosed vendor favoritism drained community emergency reserves. 3 elderly homeowners were hospitalized after refusing unaffordable snow service fees. Dr. Kim documented injuries, directly linked to delayed driveway clearing. Meanwhile, anonymous threats targeted my teenagers late at night. Security cameras captured Derek's truck circling our home repeatedly. Police reports quickly transformed harassment complaints into active investigations. Public records revealed additional contracts awarded to Victoria's extended relatives. Landscaping, security monitoring, and pool maintenance, all traced back to family connections. Mandatory conflict of interest disclosures were never filed with county authorities. Investigators quietly began reviewing financial records behind closed municipal doors. Local reporters exposed elderly exploitation in a primetime segment. The final emergency hearing attracted over 100 furious residents. Victoria attempted portraying herself as a victim of jealousy and harassment. I presented documented timelines proving forged approvals and manipulated signatures clearly. Gasps echoed loudly when overcharged totals illuminated the projector screen. Mrs. Elise accused Victoria publicly of profiting from vulnerable neighbors' fear. County investigators entered mid-hearing carrying warrants and sealed folders. Victoria attempted leaving swiftly, but officers calmly blocked the exit. Handcuffs replaced her polished bracelets as cameras flashed relentlessly. The board voted unanimously, removing her immediately from presidential authority. Sterling's contract was voided and company assets frozen pending criminal charges. 6 months later, restitution funded a transparent community emergency assistance program. Now, when storms strike Maple Ridge Estates, neighbors help freely without fear of fines. Gerald Thompson was elected new HOA president on a promise of transparency. Every contract requires open bidding, public votes, and full financial disclosure. My twins learned something powerful about courage, truth, and standing firm. If someone punished you for saving lives, would you stay silent or fight back?